Hi everybody, I'm back. The last time that I did a video, the first two, they were done on April 27th, and today is May 5th or 6th, something like that. So I wanted to give you an update. Looks like the beans have come up and sprouted that I had showed you last time. So you can see those, they're going to be bush beans. They're not too big yet, but I don't even know if you can see with the sun, but we'll keep going. There's the good old pear tree. And if you remember the grapevine from last time, it's really taken off. And you can see there's little grape clusters on there. There's one of them right there. You see it? I did have a couple break off of the vines. I think it was the wind. And this is the tomato plant, the one tomato plant I had planted in the pot. So he's really doing well. Got some little flowers on there. Right in the top. Right there. Yeah. So, this video is going to be about my watering system I decided to go with. So you may recall I was originally going to make a video about putting in drip irrigation, but after doing some research I found a different method that claims to be even more water efficient than even drip irrigation. And it's, if you've ever heard the term Oya, kind of looks like this. It's like a clay pot. You actually would take this and bury it under the ground and leave like the top part right here, right above the ground, and fill it with water, and then the plant would water itself by drawing the water through the pot. So I decided to try that, but I don't have pots like that and they're expensive, so there was another way that you could do it. So I got these pots that were very cheap. They're unglazed. They have to be unglazed or the water won't come through them. And you can get a top and a bottom on this one, and I just had two pots that on this one. And what I did was I took hot glue and I glued them around the edges so that they're watertight. And then, you know, the bottom would normally have a hole in it, so I filled that with glue so the water didn't go right out. But then I had to leave this one open to fill it. So that'll be buried under the ground up to like here, and should water my plants, and it'll water several of them at the same time. Here's another one. So that's filled the hole in the bottom and have the hole on top. And let me tell you a little bit about what I found out about this method. So this is what it should look like when I bury it. You have two plants like that, and then you have the pot. And as the roots grow out, they'll grow towards the source of the water and basically water themselves. So you can't overwater with this system. There is no surface runoff. There is little to no evaporation because all the water is underneath the ground. It never really is on the top of the soil. Let me get my card that I wrote out. What else? This is an ancient method from 3,000 years ago, used by the Chinese. The conquistadors brought it over brought it to the American Southwest, where it was used by Native Americans and Hispanics. So it's been around for a long time. Apparently it uses 70% less water, and it's 10 times more efficient than surface irrigation. Like I said, the pots must be unglazed, because if you get glazed ones, the water won't come through them because they'll be watertight basically. These ones, the water will go through them when it's left long enough. All the watering goes straight to the roots of the plant, so most of the diseases and bacteria and stuff that grows on plants is when they get wet from watering them. So that doesn't happen with this method either. It's supposed to be 10 times more efficient than surface irrigation, uses 70% less water. So I figured I'm going to try this out in my garden this year. So let me take you over to the garden and show you. I've got some holes drilled already, or I dug some holes between my plants, and I'll be putting these in the ground. So we'll take you over there. Okay, so on this first one, these are my tomato plants. These are the Roma tomatoes. You can see the hole I've dug already. And then I have the pot. So I'm going to put the pot in the hole, leave the top, and then I'll need two hands to do it, but fill this in, and then I'll fill it with water. And that's when I come out, I'll water them that way. Here's another one. Put this one in the hole. And the plants are doing pretty good. And then over here, they're squash. Look, there's even a little zucchini on there. Right there. On this one too. So you can see this one's looking a little withered. It does that during the day when it gets too hot.